This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hello guys. So this is Mahesh Kumawat, and today we are just going to start some. Uh, okay. So I'm just going to share something Azure things. Okay. Okay. So guys, this is solution architect. Okay. Azure solution expert skills required. Okay. So we have what study currently is AZ300. Okay. So this is the only AZ300 and AZ301. So I'm just going to open Notepad. Okay, wait a second. So this is the AZ300. This is AZ301, and then AZ500, right? So this is basically AZ300 is basically. So this is exam AZ300 is only architecture. Architecture based exams. After this, Azure architectures I'm talking about here. Okay, and the 301 is basically just suggest you design part. Okay, design means Azure design. And if anyone is interested in Azure security. So first of all, we have the roadmap is available. What sort of things, what sort of, what sort of into this particular exams required, okay, and what are the tools and techniques required. So we will do the practical things no matter, but we need to understand over here is the thing is important to understand is the roadmap, okay. So we just going through it and I'm going to check the roadmap. So this is we have 301 we have right now. This is a 301 exam. Okay, it's the architecture and designing part basically. So guys, you require some basic understanding, basic knowledge of Azure is also all about what is IaaS. Okay, infrastructure as a service is all about how it's gonna working. Okay, and AWS how it's gonna working. If you don't have any idea, so you can just take my previous class of YouTube. Okay, and in this previous class you were just going to understand is the Azure requirement. Okay, client understanding is all about, and what other things are required and sort of things. Okay, so the gather the informations and requirements. So first thing is the requirement workload requirements. Okay, so identify compliance requirements, identify access management infrastructure, scenario based architectures, identify accessibility requirements, availability requirements, capacity planning and scalability requirements, deployability and requirements, identify configurability and governance requirements, and identify manageability requirements. So these are the some conditions which is required. So it is most of the things if you were to find out into the security center in Azure things. Okay, the policies, okay, the architecture, designing sort of things, and the deployment, configurability, and accessibility requirements sort of things. You just find out, identify security requirements. Okay, so this is the things you need to be checked with the client. Okay, so what sort of security requirements they required. Okay, identify sizing requirements, recommended changes during project executions. Okay, so what are the changes requirement. Okay, evaluate products and services to align with solutions, create testing scenarios. So this is the what the testing scenario is basically. We can say that uh, we can create a 3-tier architectures, and we can create one locations availability zones, and we can deploy all the resource instances, networking, databases, and security things in one locations, and then you can deploy the same things in other locations, and then we can check it out the testing. Okay, and the second thing is optimize consumption strategies. So optimize app service cost, okay, compute cost, and identify cost, networks cost, storage cost. So I already suggested you in the previous classes that how to identify the cost of networking sort of things. Okay, so we will just go to the some practical sort of things, little bit of, so that you have good understanding of all things. Okay, so I'm refreshing again this particular thing. Okay, guys, so this is the dashboard of the Azure site, first of all. Okay, so we have, we're talking about how do you find the resources. So this is the tab of searching, so you can just find out some networking from here. Okay, you just find out networking things, whatever things we have created over there. You have second options, you can just find out create resources, or you just find out number of things is here, and you can go to networking things from here, and you just, okay, go down and you find out. And we have another thing is the all services, and then we can find out the number of resources with what sort of things you require. This networking things, so we have different features, availability sort of things, right? So as per this understanding about the, the designing part, so this is most of the things is talking about the client's requirement. Okay, that what sort of things need to be asked to the client and what they are going to be solutions are required. Okay, so these are different costings as availability same time. So what sort of costs you gonna provide to them? First thing is network, virtual networks. Okay, so this is a VNet we are talking about. It needs to be created and then it will be mapped to the virtual instance at the same time. The load balancers is the internal load balancers, and the outbound load balancers and inbound load balancers. Okay, it is basically the HTTPS traffic and TCP UDP traffic needs to be, taking care all sort of things. Okay, and if you're just talking about some virtual network gateways, so it is basically bind with your VPN connectivity with the Azure. Okay, so we have need to create a gateway, so it will be connected. The public IP needs to be configured over there, and then it will be mapped with the connections, and the local connections is also requirements, and then the VPN connectivity, the open VPN sort of things, and the users from your internet sites, they can be access the resources. CDN profiles is basically it is used for, if you have a branch locations, different locations, and you need to provide some, the, the GTM sort of things, right? So you want to create some CDN profiles in times. Okay, the express route. So the express route is basically it's a thing that the fast and private connections with the Microsoft Cloud services. Okay, so it's a sort of lease line connectivity uh, with your site and different sites in time to the Microsoft and to your site, so that there is no disconnect, there is no latency in the network sort of things. And network watchers, it will gonna check it out all sort of things which is working on the network side. Okay, so we have just find out all sort of things. Network security groups or okay, network security groups are basically it is a filter the traffic of, okay, which is basically creating the security group, and then we can find out which traffic needs to become inside the network, and this traffic needs to become going to outside and inside traffic. Okay, so we can create a sort of access list sort of things. Okay, so these are some features of everything. So we have some general features and we have some subscription sort of things, management groups. We're just talking about subscriptions. We already discussed in the previous classes that any client will require some subscriptions. Suppose you have your one branch, one locations, then we require one subscriptions. If we have multiple branches, then we have multiple subscriptions is there at the same time, right? And the subscription is you have to say you will just take a look from here. It is your subscription is going to be showing at the same time, right? And whatever things you just to be managing and configuring new changes, whatever the things will be coming here. Okay, so it is, what notifications go into the Azure side. So you whatever things will be going on, so you will take a look from here that what things are going on, how much time it is going to be taking the deployment sort of things. Okay, this is the, the cloud shell. So whatever the scripts you want to run it, so it will be coming over there. Okay, so this is the directory subscription sort of thing. So you can just take a look that what things are in subscriptions is available. Okay, so we have different things availability into this. If you go into the home, then what things are available in front of your, what homes you have connected. Okay, and then First of all, and we have already discussed yesterday that we first of all we need to create the resource groups. So the resource groups of it is like a, you know what a groups. Okay, so it is like a group. So all your resources of your networking sort of things. If you're talking about some database resources, if you're talking about some instances, so you need to be it's a part of those particular resource groups. Okay, so whatever the deployment or the policies you need to be provided into the uh, into resource groups, it will be implemented on all the resources. Suppose you just want to remove all the resources from the subscriptions, so you need to delete the resource group so that it will be automatically it will be deleted. Okay, so today we are just going to create another resource group so that you can understand today itself. Okay, so resource groups is first of all create resource groups. Okay, so this is the free trial. Okay, so if you have subscriptions available, then it will showing the subscriptions ID. Okay, from different branches sort of things. Okay, so resource group, first of all, the name of the resource group, so you can just provide your resources group name. So you can provide this as the GTN underscore resource group underscore network. This is for network group, resource group. So it is the check mark is showing it is the right thing. If it is coming into the red cross signs, okay, so there is some issues into your names. Okay, so resource groups we have allocated, then we need to provide the regions. So we already discussed we have different regions availability all over the India or all of the outside. So I'm just going to see you that regions availability. Okay, so these region splits where is your data centers availability. Okay, so you need to go every time to the internet all the time just because of is there any changes in the availability zone, so it will be saying provide the information like things on the right field sort of things. Okay, so the recommendations, the pricing part we already discussed yesterday, so you can go to the pricing part of this particular things and then start Azure and then you just provide some resources. Okay, so exactly, which is going to coming. So you can just different resources. What are different prices requirement? So you can just provide. You can get the prices that this is sort of pricing we can gonna provide to them. Okay, just wait a second. Which is okay. So you can just take a look from here, my dear friends. So this is the different regions availability. Okay, so these are the availability zones. This is India locations. Okay, so this will be showing into this particular here itself. Wait a second, guys. It is going to be lovely. So whatever the sites are not available, the sites are available, different regions, locations. Okay, so you just find out every time. Okay, so we will go there downstairs. Okay, go down, and this is the availability zones. Okay, this is availability zones. Is announced regions. Okay, so it will take some time to what availability of the zones, and the availability zones is there. Okay, so availability region is basically the locations. Okay, this is Europe locations. This is Asia Pacific locations. This is Europe locations is there. Okay, this is regions we just talking about from different countries and how many number of data centers. The availability zone is this. Okay, suppose India is a region. Okay, the availability region and the zones availability zones. These are data centers. So we have South India, Central India, and West India. These are the three locations or the three availability zones there. The data centers available of Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft had deployed their resources in the three different locations in India Pacific region. Okay, So the matter of fact that the in South Asia Pacific regions and the different locations. So that is why I'm just talking to you that you need to guys always check on the internet what are the different availability zones is available. Suppose this is Israel central location is not available right now because of its announced regions, but it is not implemented till now. Okay, the Qatar central locations is not available till now, so it will be available sometime later. So suppose if you're going to create your resources in the Israel center, so you will not find out the regions in time. Okay, so first of all, you have to go to the what type of regions requirement. So same thing is there, my dear friends. This is the region location. So suppose if we're going to create some regions specifics in India location, so go to India central location. So the India have three locations. That is why we just talking about some three-tier architecture is all about. Okay, why we require three-tier architecture? Suppose we creating this data center in South India and everything can be happen. Okay, the business continuity plan and the disaster recovery plan. It will not gonna work in same time because we require more than two locations, at least one more locations to your backup solutions, your disaster recovery solutions on, and also the business continuity management sort of things. Okay, so if your things are not going to work in South India, then at the same time it will be replicated on deployments on the resources on the central India locations, and it will going to provide solutions in time. So in the cloud, you can say that everything is not available in all the time. So as a backup solutions, as a disaster recovery solutions, as a business continuity solutions, you need to create more than two locations uh, data centers availability. Okay, so that is why we have this calling about three architectures, because we need to create three locations data centers, which will it is what makes your cost is higher. We know and we understand that the cost is higher just because of you need to deploy all the resources different locations, and then need to provide them connectivity between the two different sites. Okay, you need to provide some peering one source to another source same time. So different costing parameters. So you can just take a look at the costing side from here. And we're just talking about here. Okay. So exactly as your costing. So always just consider from here. Okay, calculator is there. The pricing calculator is available, so you can just provide what sort of things that you require. First of all, what they analyze the requirement from the client side. Okay, what the client is talking about, how much what resources, what sort of things you require. Okay, and then you need to go for what the pricing. Okay, so this is the calculator of the Azure side. So this is virtual machines we have just talking about here. And then we require where is the regional locations. Okay, so where we require the this particular virtual machines. Okay, so in the virtual machines we are talking about in the Azure side, the instances. Okay, instances we are just talking about into this. Suppose we will gonna go for central India locations. Okay, so this is the Windows operating system. So do we require some different versions? So we have some. Suppose we require Linux operating system, so we can just go for Linux platforms and what type of operating systems in Windows side. So we have desktop server, we have some SQL servers, and we have basic servers is available. This is standard tier, and this is the low priority server, and this is basic servers. So we have different pricing all the way same time. Okay, and this is the instances types. Okay, so we need to provide what type of instances you need to require. Okay, and there is a costing is available, so you can just modify the costing in the Indian rupees if you're just talking about. If you are in Dubai locations, if you are in different locations, you can go for different what price locations sometimes. Okay, so you can just go for price details and then provide some more information about it. Okay, so if you're just talking about this one information, so it is depend business to business what type of instances, what type of server you require actually. Okay, so we have one more things available, pay as you go. Okay, so whatever things would be, whatever the pricing available right now, so we can go for at the same time. If you are reserved for 1 year, okay, so 22% is savings, and 3 year reserve, then 34% saving of your billing same time. Okay, so if we have one machine, so if we want two machines, three machines, so we can modify from here. Okay, and the number of hours is what it's automatically coming. Okay, so if we days and months, can calculate from here, and then there's a price in this year. The US 575.24 per month is there. Okay, so same sort of things, whatever different features availability, you can go for the pricing. Okay, same sort of things you require, then you can go for cloning. Okay, so this is the what pricing calculation sort of things you can do into this Azure side. Okay, and this is also we have, if you're just talking about some AWS side, if you're just talking about some Google Cloud as well. So we have Google calculators and AWS pricing calculators is always available. Okay, we will just go later on. So we are just talking about some what is regions availability, region sort of things. So what we're gonna do it right now, so we can we are going to choose the regions where we need to create. Okay, so Asia Pacific regions, this is okay. So no matter what is this is going, we can go for the US East, no problem whatsoever. Okay, so go for the next. So it's a tagging sort of thing. So I already suggested in the previous class that we what type of tagging. Okay, so this is belongs to the network. Okay, this resource groups we are creating for the network resources. Once we creating the VNets, okay, the virtual network interface cards, we need to enter this particular resource group same time. Okay, so this is the value we can provide. Some asset value is just one of them. Okay, then we can going to for the create. Okay, so it is created. Okay, so matter of fact that my dear friends, in the Azure site we have 2-3 clicks we can create anything. Okay, 2-3-4-5 clicks you just creating. But the matter of fact that you need to understand the concepts, the logics, how the logic is going to work in, what the concept, how the things, why we going to create it. Okay, where we going to create it, how the operational excellence sort of things you're going to create same time. This is also very important task you need to perform. Okay, so today we are just going to create some testing. Okay, and then we just want to create some more different resources, and this is the resource groups. It's a part of this particular things, right? Okay, so we can gonna create go there, and then we're gonna create some networking things. Okay, so this is the virtual networks. Okay, so virtual networks, what by we creating the first of all, this is a virtual network interface card. Okay, whatever the instances you're gonna create later on, in the same things we will create later on, the instances, they will be mapped with particular interface card into the instances. Okay, and this instances is a part of the particular resource groups which we already created till now. Okay, so we were just gonna create some virtual instances. Okay, so these are some different things, the basic information. So what is use cases? Okay, suppose you are new to the from the AWS or Azure sort of things. Okay, so you are very new person for this particular Azure. So whatever things you're gonna create it, it will what say you same time what is it used for. Okay, so Azure Virtual Network is fundamental building block for your private network in Azure. Okay, and we need enable many types of Azure resources such as Azure virtual machines and securely communicate with each other's the internet and the on-premises networks. VNet is similar to a traditional network that you would operate in your own data centers, but brings its additional benefits of Azure infrastructure such as scale, availability, and isolation. So, okay, so this is the VNet is basically it is a private virtual network. It will be connecting with the instances. Okay, this is the use cases is all about. So this is a free trial. Okay, this is the free trial is coming is for 30 days. You can create your own trial and then you can use it on your own. Okay, so it is always required a resource group, which is the instances. Okay, which is the VNet is a part of which resource group. So we have already created the resource group, so we can also the part of the it's a part of a testing purpose, right? So you can also create the new one at the same time, but we have already created, so we don't require to create right now. Okay, we just move further. Okay, so name of the interface. So first of all, the naming conventions should be very, you know what, we require the exactly which we're talking about. Okay, so what we have to do it, first of all, we need to create the naming conventions. What are the IP addresses? What are the subnet? What are the gateways? What we require proper planning before we're going to create anything into the Azure environment. Okay, so we can say we have created some GGN things before GGN, and okay, and this is the network. Network, then underscore v net VNet 1. Okay, so anybody can understand, yes, what is all about. Okay, where we need to map it. Wait a second. Okay, so it is asking to you right away is that which locations is talking about right away. Okay, so we have created this particular instance in US East area. Okay, so this is US East zones. Okay, so we will particularly understand the naming conventions, the regions, the resource groups. Okay, and what is exactly the substations we are just talking about, because we have 12 versions. If we have the number of clients is 10 or more than 10 clients, 20 clients, 30 clients, then you have number of subscriptions available. Okay, so which things you need to map, which one you need to be very careful same time. Okay, so we have two things available right away. We can create or review same times, and if we're going to create our own IP addresses, we need to then provide it. Okay, so it is creating the automatically things, and then if you're going with this particular things, then it will be creating the IP addresses, then security and tags and review creates. Okay, so this is the that 1, 2, and 3 things will be automatically created. Okay, we can just modify later on with this. Okay, and if we're going this particular review and create this one, it will automatically create the IP addresses, providing the IP addresses, security, and tags in time. Okay, so we can just modify it later on, no problem whatsoever with this. So this is the IP address we are getting is 10.0.0.16, and default subnet is default. Okay. So one more thing I will tell you guys, if you are just going to create this default settings, okay, default subnet, okay, or if you created this particular VNet, okay. So if you're going to delete is this one, you will not able to recover this particular VNet from your own. You need to take help from the Microsoft end, any recovery sort of things. Okay, so I will always suggest you this is the notifications bar. So whatever things will be working in your Azure environment. Okay, so this is deployment sort of thing is going there. Okay, so as compared to the AWS and Google Clouds, Azure is bit slower than both of them. Okay, suppose you are creating some uh, gateways. Okay, so it will takes you around 1 hour to create your gateways. Okay, so this is the things you need to be understand over there. Okay, so you can just closing from there, and then the things is related to deployments. There's a download Azure network one. Okay, the operations details and the next steps. Okay, so we will go to resources same time. Okay, what is created? So we have resources. We have some what resource groups we have already suggest check it out. Okay, we suppose this is the test we have created right now. So this is the overview of information of your test. So whatever the features you're gonna use it into the Azure side. Okay, suppose you're gonna create some any features, and then this is the all everything remains same sort of things. Okay, this all things will be available in any features. So if you understand the features of this particular one by one of everything, so you can be easily to understand in some more things. So we will let you know. Okay, no problem with this. So this is the subscriptions of which client it is basically belong to, and deployment is successful. Okay, this is subscription ID. Basically, it will be asked sometimes to your clients, so you can provide the what subscription ID is this. Okay, and this is the GGA network one VNet is a virtual network. It's a part of a particular resource groups. That is why it is showing here. Okay, so we can get a report from this particular things and select virtual networks. We have different things are available in terms of we can just filter. Okay, and we have different locations same time, same sort of thing, so we can just filter from here. Okay, this is only one locations we have created. That is why it is showing one of them. Okay, guys, so this is the activity log. So whatever we have created, the activity logs is going to be shown, right? So 2 minutes ago, we have created this particular virtual networks, okay, and it's a part of it, okay. So this is the JSON files, and this is change history. So it is requirement in the forensic investigations once any cyber crimes has been done. So, okay, sometimes you assume that there is a DDoS attack has been done, okay. Some of backdoor attack has been done, okay, and somebody say that yeah we have this accessibility in the man in the middle attack has been done. from your virtual instances. Okay, so this is the things you can just gonna check it out here. History, okay, how this is gonna working. Okay, so this is the history, how it's gonna working. So you can work the particular JSON file is basically is required. So you can create a script, PowerShell scripts. Okay, same sort of things. This is summary. Okay, you can also go for new alerts. Okay, what type of different alerts you're gonna create it. Okay, so this is the VNet. If it is VNet is down, okay, so the free trial test. Test is basically we have created this. We can say the resource groups. Okay, so we have different things. Okay, we have selected this particular thing, and then we can provide some different log sort of things. So when the guys we need to require, first of all, we need to bind this particular network VNet to the particular specific uh, instances. Then we have more things available same time. Okay, so this is the one thing is available. This is the part of this free trial, the subscription name. This is the Azure groups, resource groups, and then this is things what we have bind to particular resource group. Okay, so this is things we right now are showing one free trial. We have different clients over there. We will showing it different resources. It will be showing same time. Okay, and this is great. The locations will be showing at the same time. No problem whatsoever. You just find out each and everything on this particular portal. Okay, so going back, you have to pause it. Okay, then we have to go there. Okay, there it is. You just find out everything. Okay. So this is a deployment thing has been done. Okay, nicely. There is no errors. We are just finding out. It will be created. Okay, so this is the event IDs. Who's going to create it? Okay. And then we have some IAM. So we already discussed about it. Identity and access management is all about. So identity and access management is basically it is used for how who is going to do what. Okay. So privilege access management PAM. If you have learned the PAM, if you have learned the IAM, okay, identity access management. Okay. So if you have understand the rule based access, okay, uh, RAC, rule based access sort of things. Okay. So check accesses. So this is basically Azure AD groups and principal sort of things and different things. Services is available same time. Okay. So it is not connected with Azure AD right now because we have not created any Active Directory sort of things. So we are going to create this Active Directory to be the part of the particular things. Okay. So service apps, different things it will be showing to you right away. Okay. We will not go or anything beyond this particular thing. So the access, what type of access you're going to check it out. Okay. So we have to select over there and then the type of the name of the person and then it will be reflected same time here. Then we have role assignment. So what different roles we have assigned. So different different users. Okay. So did we have some find some different rules? Okay. So the scope, the rules and type. Okay. What type of user it is, what type of role the user has, and what type of scope of the user same time. Okay. We can provide the role assignments of 2000 megabytes. Okay. We have go for deny assignment sort of thing. We have going for classic administrator sort of things. Okay, so we have just one administrator, global administrator, service administrator of this particular account. Okay, so what type of roles we just talking about? So we have different roles into the Azure side. Okay, so we have owner is there. Okay, so the owner, we just going to click on the owner. Okay, so what the owner can do it. Okay, he is like an administrator sort of thing, accessibility. Okay, administrator of this particular Mm, Azure, right? Okay, contributor is one of them. Okay, so we have different rules availability. Okay, what the rules we can provide to different users. Okay, if you're working in the enterprise environment, right? So you have different users, more than 20, 30, 40 users in your team, and you can gonna provide some different rules. Okay, so different users. Okay, so you can provide some billing. Access to different guys. You can provide some accessibility sort of things. You can provide some network admin contributors, monitoring reader sort of things. Okay, network contributor sort of things. Okay, so you can just modify the rules as per the required in the same sort of things in the company enterprise required. Okay, it is like rules in the Active Directory sort of things. You have just learned the things that what are different rules and techniques you're going to provide to the different users. This is all about we are just talking about here. Okay, so this is we have talking about some role-based access. We have provide some what different roles, and we have provide some classic act. Okay, what type of accessibility required. Okay, and then we can go for add, and then we can provide some different things as well, customize. So we can want to provide some kind. Okay, So 8 role assignment, 8 co administrators, 8 custom roles. Okay, so we can also provide some custom roles as well same time. Okay, so what type of permissions you're going to provide to different people. Okay, so we have 8 permissions. So we have different permissions. You check it, take a look. Okay, what you can do, analytics provider, the Azure data box. Okay, different permissions is available in this Azure. Okay, so what type of permissions and what he can do. So permissions and roles are different. Okay, permissions what he can do, and roles are what type of roles you're going to provide to the person same time. Okay, so both things are different. Okay, so if once you create it, this is the JSON file is created, so you can just modify it, same things, and you can download it and then provide the same thing to the same different location same time. So what happens? Suppose you have created one user locations. Okay, suppose we have created one location US East US one locations. Suppose we have another branches there in India locations or Dubai locations, and we need require same sort of setup. Okay, so we can what we can do, we can go for the download files and then we can just provide modifications in the user settings. We can go down there and then we can just modify the usernames and we can deploy this particular thing same time. Okay, so this is the very important things that the user management is very easy for the same time. Okay, everything is available at the same point of time. The tags we already discussed about the tagging is basically suppose it's your what type of resources we have, what type of value. Suppose we have network thing is there, we have provide one value. If we have more than 2 or 3 network interface card for particular one instances, okay, then we can provide different values in time. So we can understand, yes, we have these resources, we have 2 network interface card belong to the same instances, one instance at the same time. Okay, so we can provide the tagging sort of things to understand the future. Okay, so what are different events has been occurred. Okay, so you can just go for automatic things and then check it out that what is different events has been done. Okay, so currently we don't have any events just because of we have only created a thing. Okay, once we have any issues and anything will be coming, then it will be available. Okay, so quick start, how to quick start, you just understanding informations, the different tools, PowerShells and libraries are there, so you can just going to be go there and then learning what is all about. Okay, so it will open the document sort of things. Okay, so that is things we don't have to go for it right away. So if you want to go into the documentations is all about, you can create documentations. Okay, if you're going to what both the tools, going to store PowerShell, CMDLS, you're going to client libraries you're going to install, so the tools are available same time. Okay, so quick start, you can go for the PowerShell commands and you can log into that particular Azure and then you can deploy some sort of commands, scripts you can create, and then you can be the script gonna be deployed from this SDK file as well. Okay, so this is deployment sort of thing. So if you don't have already deployed sync and then the things available. Okay, so this is a templates you're gonna use it. Suppose you have same sort of branches available in different countries, different region. Okay, so what you can do it, you can just going to download it. Okay, and you can download and then you can just modify this the particular IP addresses. Okay, and the location sort of region names. Okay, and then you can use it particular same sort of things. What type of parameters? What detail? We have different scripts. So Azure CLI and Power CLI, you gotta use at same time. Okay, guys, so this is the templates, same sort of things. If you have worked on the Office 365 environment, suppose you have created bulk number of users same times, so you can wanna use it, the templates. So template will, what, really reduce your time. Okay, it's just automation sort of things you can do it. And second thing, so you can go for some scripting sort of things. So you can create a script, PowerShell scripts, and then it's going to work for you. Okay, you can gonna connect with Azure CLI command as well. Okay, so how we're going to deploy it? So same sort of thing you can deploy in different locations as well, and this is add to the library as well. Okay, so this is centralized locations. So you can save particular things. Okay, so this is added template. Okay, same time, and then you can use it in different locations. Okay, suppose I'm going to change something into this, then I can deploy in the different locations and time. Okay, so this is the things is available into this particular things in the Azure side. So the deployment is also available sometime. Okay, this is one of them. Okay, and then you can deploy the different locations. Okay, so you can go for deploy and then modify the changes, redeploy the things, and then you can modify the things, and then you can, you know what, export the particular same things, and then it is gonna work for you. Okay, this is the IP address need to be changed over there. The plan, the firewall enable or disable sort of things. Everything you will just find out here. Okay, true and false sort of things. Okay, so subnet count is okay. Okay, the actual fix is enabled or disabled sort of things. Okay, so you can just going to modify it once we have different configurations required sort of things. Okay? And this is the policies which is working. Okay, the policies is gonna be working sometimes. So the thing is important to understand over there. If you're going for the basic things, okay, it's the part of designing. If you're going for what the IAM, okay, so role based access. If you're going for the security centers, if you're going for the policies, okay, it's a part of AZ 500 security basically. Okay, so what type of different policies you're going to configure over there on the Azure side, different portals. Okay, so overall resource compliance is 100% met just because of we have already created only two things. Okay, so there is no compliances, any non-compliance things not available. Okay, so the things to understand here, guys, we have AD's protection is 100% protection is there. Okay, and how things is available into this. Okay, so assignments by compliance. There is no nothing is what bypass the traffic on the interface side. Okay, so there is no policies. We have just the compliances and the dimensions is there. Okay, so first of all, we need to create some of the appliances, some of the interfaces cards, and then we can want to check it out what things are working absolutely this free trial, which things is going to implement it, which things are not implemented, what different policy assignments, okay, and what type of compliance it is. So this is another part of the story. Okay. So this is basic parameters and sort of things. Okay. So we will just talk later on in this particular thing. This is the Azure 500. Once we're going for the things, then we will go for the policies, how things are working in the policy side. Okay. So this is the properties of this particular thing. So what are different things are attached? What are name, site, locations, number of things you just find out. If you have to send to the client, then you just do one thing, guys. You just click on this, you just copy it, and then you have to send to the client same time on the email. Okay, so click an ID, you just gonna click it, and it will be copied. Okay. So it is locked. Everything is it is basically the lock the what the sources is not blocked same times. Okay, so you can go to lock name and then it will be block type. Okay, what type of read only and delete sort of things, what type of things you want to provide. Okay, suppose if you're working in what in the firewall sort of things. Okay, so in the firewall you have check it out non-config mode and config mode. Okay, this sort of thing is the same sort of thing. Okay, so Azure templates we are just talking about. We have already discussed about the templates, so we can use same templates to what use, and we can deploy to different locations in time. Okay, and we have also added the libraries things, so you can use it later on. Or if you require same sort of things, and you can download from here. Okay, the cost management is also the part of this particular Azure 500. So what type of costing is available with all the things? So we have to take a look from here a little bit of. Okay, so what type of costing it is the scope is test is basically we have created a resource. Okay, and the recommended resources are daily cost by services. So we have different things events we created from here. Okay, the number of instances, the number of services we're going to use it. So it will be the cost analysis will be happen. Okay, so it will be what cost analysis has been done for the what particular time we're talking about. Okay, there's loading for some last 7 days, how much your pricing is there. Okay, last month how what's your pricing, then your custom data you can want to use it. Okay, last 3 invoices, okay, last 12 invoices you can just check it out from here. Okay, so it is the costing and the forecasting analysis of sort of things. Okay, suppose you have last month you got 12 lakhs costing, so what is the costing for today? Okay, so you can just take a look from here that if the things are working, so it will be what more than 2 lakhs or more than 12 lakhs will be coming. Okay, so you can take a look from the particular different graphs. So once we just want to create some different resources from here, it will be reflecting over there. Okay, so cost alerts is also important things tasks. Okay, so you can also know that display because we don't have create too much things inside this. So if you don't want to create the cost alerts, okay, so we need to create some different things first of all because we have it one thing. That is why there is no what costings of sort of things. Okay, so once we creating some different cost of these instances and different services, the cost will be budget will be same time. Okay, so you can select what type of things you require, different clients and different directories. You can go for different directories. Okay, suppose we are in this particular subscriptions. If we have some different descriptions, so we can go for switch directories, and then we will have to move to the different subscriptions, and then we have to take a look at what type of costing in the different subscriptions we have. Okay, so we can comparison has been done through this particular scope sort of things. We can then from here. Okay, so this is the first free trial sort of thing. So we have this free trials. We have done creating only the DG and RG networks and the task and the networking watcher RG. So we have created two of them. It is created before some time ago. Okay, so we have created two things. Okay, so we have this going to go here and check it out. There is no display going to be shown because there is no pricing is available. Okay, guys. So this is the budget things. Okay, so what different budgets you have? Okay, what type of budget? Suppose your company is saying that we have a budget for 5 lakhs. Okay, so you can just define the budget. We have 5 lakhs, whatever the things we have to run it within the 5 lakhs. Okay, so you can provide a budget. Okay, the scope we can define it over the same sort of things we were just talking about earlier. Okay, so we have different services. We can provide different budgeting, so same sort of things. Okay, we are just going to load this one, so just problems. Yes. Okay, so the site advisors, this advisor recommendations, it is also the part of this Azure 500, right? So the guys, this is the advisor is what it tells that how much impact, how much services, how much cost is involved in time. Okay, so recommendation by impact, how much impact on the particular sources. Okay, so the advisor will provide you the advice sort of things into this particular AWS. Okay, so this is active mode. Okay. We have some postpone. We can do some postpone activities. We can go for some CSV download. We can download activities and this list of cost recommendations. So we have some different costing is here. So we can go for reduce the costing and Azure side. So the thing is important to understand, guys. If you have created okay, implement the Azure cloud computing into the locations, right? The second thing would be the asked by the client is how can we reduce the costing? Okay, so you have to find out the way that how can we reduce the costings? Okay, so advisor recommendations, the Azure is also provide you advice that how can you what is it, reduce the costing sort of things. Okay, so the recommendation from here. Cloud is basically is gradually replaced with Azure cost management sort of thing. Okay, so it is registrations are limited on Microsoft CSP partner sort of thing. So they will provide some sort of information. So how much period time, what are different things will be available, discounted things. Okay, the pricing. Okay, if you go in this particular time, how much price it is there. Okay, how much 20%, 30% discount, all of sort of things. Okay, so it's limited period of time you can get this particular instance and time. Okay, so discounting or resource available reserve sort of things. This is going to provide you things. Okay, the same things you're going to be export. Okay, so different locations. So you can go to use export, or you can go for add export. So you can export a particular things to different locations. Okay, so different daily export for billing and paid to paid cost and weekly 7 export cost. Okay, and the storage sort of things. Okay, where it is going to be stored. Same thing. Okay, so this is the things will be here. So you can also schedule the same times as we have scheduled this particular export. Okay. The AWS connectors for AWS preview. So guys, this is the connectors basically the get ready to manage your AWS cloud cost in Azure cost management. Okay, this is it's a connector sort of thing. So we have not used till now this connector basically. So it is particularly providing information that what is the cost in the AWS, what is the cost in the Azure side. Okay, so it's managing, it's merging sort of things. Okay, suppose if you're working in Azure environments, you is going for the Azure sort of things, simple way. And Azure new support requests, so we have some what supports ticketing tools as well, right? So what type of request it is, okay, what type of solutions we have, what type of billing things you have. This is very important to understand. Suppose if you're going to any client and the client will ask you that, yes, we will go for the Azure, right? The second thing, so what is the costing of the service? What is the cost of these solutions you're going to provide to same? Okay, so you can just take a look from here that what type of different solutions and what type of different costing of or all sort of things. Okay, so this is the basic. Okay, this is solutions and the details and the review. Okay, so you can want to create for things, and then you can provide the name of the impact. Okay, the billing issues, what type of issue it is. Okay, it is technical issue. How you required, we require some different things. Okay, so this is important to understand here, and this is given to separations what different clients you have. This is one client is three trial is there. So it is my service or all services are impacted. You just select it over there, and then you need to provide some what is the all services is impacted. Okay, suppose if you're talking about some active directory page, so this all services are impacted same times. Okay, and suppose you're talking about my services, so what's your different services? Okay, name of the regular services. Suppose activity log have got some issues, so you can just write down in the words, few words, what was the issues is all about, and then go to the next sort of things. Okay, so there's a ticketing sort of thing too, so it is what you can easily understand further on. Okay, so same sort of things. If you have, we have to check all the things in the resource group. So same sort of things. If we were talking about some GG and RG network. Okay, we have to go there again. Okay, and we have to go to virtual networks. Okay, we have to get the GG network, VNet one. Okay, so the same things is applicability is there, my friends. This is the same things overview. Okay, so what things is all about DNS servers is the IP address we used to copy from over there. Okay, so Azure is providing their own IP addresses. Okay, we don't have to provide that. We don't think that we need to provide a particular IP address. Okay, Azure is providing the automatically IP address at the same time. Okay, and you can just modify it later on. Okay, you can go for static sort of things later on. Same IPs. Okay, so this is this particular VNet is a part of resource group. The location is US, separation ID is there, and tax is there. You can provide different tax. The activity blocks we have already checked it out. What type of different slots is created for this particular VNet we have created. Okay, so all policies is being created for this particular things. Okay, so we have IAM is going to create what sort of things, what is the applicability, what is the rules, what is the functionality of the sort of things. Okay, so the same things will be applicable on all sort of things. Okay, we are just talking about classic initiatives is one of them right now. Okay, this is cracks we already discussed. This is a diagnostic and solve problems. Suppose you have got some issues into the virtual network interface card, so you can go for the VPN issues. It's the express route issues. Okay, it's a connectivity issue, it's a configuration and setup issue, it's a management issue, it's a performance, or it's a general guidance advisor. Suppose you have some connectivity issues, okay, so you can go from here, and it will share you with some different options. Okay, so what type of issues you in your internet virtual interface card? Okay, suppose you're talking about the sent email for public IP address change. Okay, connect on premises or internet cannot connect to the internet. Okay, so it will send you some information there if you want to just verify it. Next hot troubleshoot internet search, it will be open. The connectivity sort of troubleshoot sort of things. Okay, so what is the TCP packet we are talking about? We have some resource group we need to be private. Okay, then this is select virtual machines or select a virtual manually. Okay, so what are the different IP addresses you're talking about? What are the different services you're talking about? Okay, we are just going here, and then the source port, what is source port, what is the destination port. Okay, so you can just test it from here. Okay, if your connectivity issues will be there same time. So this is address spaces there. Okay, so address spaces basically I've already suggested that it's automatically getting the IP addresses. Of course, if you want to create some other thing is okay, so you will just provide another IP address range at the same time. Okay, and then we can go in here, and then we can remove it as you require. Okay. This is connected devices, so there is no connectivity of this particular interface. That is why nothing is showing in front of you. Suppose it is connected to any virtual instances, then the instances will be here available, will be here. Okay, so the subnet which is available, so this is 10.0.0/24 subnets is 251 subnets available same time. Okay, so if you're talking about some Azure IP addresses, subnetting gateways, so you should be very good in the subnetting things. Okay, So subnetting things is required just because of what are, suppose I'm going to write down the slash 20 or slash 22 bit sort of things. Okay, so how much number of hosts, how much number of network bits is required. So that sort of things you need to be calculated same time to understand all sort of things. Okay. DDoS protection. So we have, what basic things we have some standards, so we can click on the basic and then we will do a protection plans. We don't found okay, so you can provide some IDs if you have, the front found. Okay. So you need to be, it is a separate costing of DDoS protection. You need to provide some costing and then you can just go for standard versions. Okay. So what type of resources you want to take it, it's important to understand it over there. So guys, this is the firewall sort of thing. So we was talking about here. So no firewall is in the virtual network, so we can also add new firewalls over there. Okay. So the same thing is available. So we have going to create the instances. Okay. Okay. So this is the thing is you have tags and create review. So we're going to go for this one. Okay, tags is already we don't required. Okay, this is something goes wrong. So this is the same thing is available. Validation is failed. Firewall, new network. Okay. Yeah, information. Okay. Okay. So this is US waste locations. These are availability zones, which availability zones required. Okay, this is zone one because we have three locations in US locations, right? Availability zone one, zone two, zone three. Which locations you are talking about, my dear friends? Okay, so create new or existing one. Okay, if you're creating a new one because you don't have availability. Okay, so we require some names. Okay, this is the 2 to 64 characters we don't want to provide it. So we can say that this is the network BGN underscore v01 is there into this. Okay, and then firewall is rule number one. Okay. Address space, we're going to provide some address spaces, so you can just provide that, right? 0, right? 16 specific. Then the same sort of subnet is basically 24 subnet is there. Okay, so same sort of things we can include it.
Hi Mahesh sir, Gaurav this side. I have
Yeah.
one doubt in
Yeah.
this table. They mention virtual network name. I mean, so is it required to put this things underscore like that? I mean, underscore like that, or we can put the name. We can put the name like anything.
Anything. The name is, what, you
Anything.
can provide anything. The matter of fact
Okay.
that you need
Okay.
to understand in the future, right? Suppose you're in the company
Hmm.
right now and you have just created the things. So after 3 months,
Hmm.
4 months later, you cannot be, you just find out the things whatever created because the one thing is, what, interlinked with different things in time. So if you have created some
Okay.
different name and if you don't recognize in the future.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and what about the IP version 6, where we can put the detail, the address?
No, IP version 6
Because,
is not available in this.
okay, not
This
available.
is IP
Okay,
version 4. IP version 4 is supported here.
only. Okay, okay.
Yes. If it is
So,
IP
I
version
mean,
6 is available, then it will be available at the same time. Because we have created the VNet is IP version 4. That is why.
okay, okay, okay. Please continue.
Okay, guys. So you know what? This is the IP address spaces we have created, and then we go to go add a new. And yeah, the we require some public IP address where the IP address of your company is. Okay, so we can provide anything net zero, whatever the IP address is, because we have empathy. So no. Okay, so it will be automatically taking the public IP at the same time. Okay, and the review and create, and you can go for the tags at the same time. Okay? The matter of fact that we guys, once you have created anything, so you need to be delete same time so that there is no billing sort of thing. But the matter of fact that if you're talking about in Azure side, so you need to understand that what are the different use the things will be available. Okay, so if you have just go for any instances creation, so it will be straightly say that this is the timing you can go for this sort of things. Okay, so this is all just are passed at the same time, so you can gonna create it. So initialization deployment is going to working, so it will take little time. Okay, so whatever things we are going to create, it will take little time. So in meanwhile, what I'm talking about to you right away is that if we're just talking about here, okay, suppose we are going for here, washing machines, right? So we have just take a look on here. Okay, if you're going to view, okay, so this washing machines introduction to Azure machines 8 units, you can use it 1 hour and 7 minutes. Okay, create a Windows virtual machines in Azure 9 units, you can create in 51 minutes. Create a Linux virtual machines in Azure 7 units and 1 hour 26 minutes. If you're gonna use it. Okay, so it's a free subscriptions. So that is the limit you're gonna use it same time. Okay, so more information if you would like to go for it, suppose you require some more informations about all sort of things. So you can go for the pricing part, you can go for get started, how can you start it, and how the everything is gonna working. Okay, so free offerings virtual machines is 750 hours of B1 S machines and 750 hours B1 S machines will be there. This is the free things availability. Okay, suppose you are going to choose some different. If you're going to pricing and if you're going to for choosing some different machines same times. Okay, so we have different costing is available. We already suggest you that different. This is the part of the pricing part. Okay, so we have different BLS1, BLS2. What are the different instances? So it is the depend on the what type of use cases of your company. Your client is required some good utilization of this GPU. Okay, and some clients are required some good memory optimizations. Some clients are required some compute optimizations. Okay, and okay, this is a general purpose sort of things. Okay, so the matter of fact that what is the use case of your servers? Okay, and how much pricing you is going to provide to them. Okay, somebody will say if you're going to a client and somebody will say that we require a server where you know what the CPU utilization will be very high just because of read and write queries will be working on this is a web servers. Okay, suppose it's a web servers and the request is coming from the outside to inside. Okay, and the API is gonna working. API is the application programmable interface. Suppose you have going to the Amazon site or Flipkart site. So you know what, you just hit on the particular API. So the API is hitting to your servers, and the server is going to be checking the database what sort of queries need to be resolved, and it is frequently what resolve your queries. Okay, so it is required some good memory utilization. It is required some good CPU capability utilization. So you can go for some sort of this sort of this 48 GB, 64 GB, 124, 144 GB of server same time, right? So there's a different pricing sort of things. Okay, so if you're talking about 1.796 per hour, it will be using it. Okay, different CPU sort of things. Okay, if you're talking about some storage sort of things, so this pricing is available. Okay, okay. So if you are going to some clients, and the client will be asking you that we require a server where we have to go for the online gaming sort of things. So online gaming things we require good GPU sort of things. Okay, so understand the things, what is the use case of the company, what is the use case of the client. As per the use case, you can want to go for the particular servers. That is why we have different series of servers availability. Okay, but the pricing are different all the way. So before you're going to convince your clients, you can go for pricing on calculation sort of things, and you go for the testing sort of things. That is why in the designing part, if you're just talking about earlier, right, I was just going to share it to you. Exactly. Yes. So if you just going to create a testing scenarios, right? So what type of testing scenarios I'm just talking about? First of all, you need to the costing part, the security part. Okay, you need to recommendations of identity security requirements, identify sizing requirement, what type of sizing requirement, recommend changes during project executions, evaluate products and services to align their solutions. So these is the what questions answers you need to be provided to the client same time. Okay, the client will ask you same time. If the client know that, if the client don't know, then if you are you're getting a project, then you need to say the same things to your resources. You can say same sort of things to your management, that this is sort of things we need to be going further. Okay, so optimize consumption strategy. Okay, so how to optimize your application cost. Okay, compute cost, identify cost, network cost, storage cost. Okay, so we can say that it is sort of benchmarking. Okay, the benchmark is basically we can create just because of what is the existing costing of your existing infrastructure which you are using it right away. Okay, and somebody will ask you that what is the costing, what is the costing of your what is the costing of your we can say that networking. Okay, what is the costing of your uh, compute resources. Okay, so all sort of things we need to be take care, and then when we need to provide some what costing, design, architecture, patterns, everything, and then we need to be yeah, go for the benchmarking. Okay, so pricing is most important, security is important. Okay, architecture is more important, designing of your edge cloud computing is also most important. So it is in this particular 300 we are just talking about some what designing uh, sort of things. Okay, so what we things we do identify, we need to identify the compliance, the policies, the accessibility, configurability, the governance requirement. Okay, and then we have to go for some cost optimizations and design and monitoring strategy. Okay, how do you monitor, how do you design, how do you check it out that this is that it's working or not. Okay, so all things are what very important things for you. Okay, so design and identify the security. Okay, so define persons, rules. So we are just going to check it out all things later on. Okay, so today we have just wrap up the class because we have what another class is gonna working at 9 p.m. is Python. So anybody will interested, they can be joined. I will already share the links for the Python classes. So my dear friends, Python is also important into this particular Azure just because of whatever the scripts you have created. Okay, so suppose I will let you know over here. Okay, so we are here, and whatever what the different scripts we have created over here. Okay, so it is just
So next,
templates over there. So
next,
all the templates they will gonna use it into the Python. Okay, So this all sort of Python is basically because the automation of your resources. Suppose you have created the one branch, okay? We have one locations and we have different things we have created. Okay, so we require same sort of structures, same sort of design, same sort of layout we require in different branches. So what you can do it, you can wanna create some Python scripts and then you can deploy this script same time. So what you want to do it, you need to go for this particular, this parameters. You just modify it and then need to uh, uh, implement into the Python script, and then you can deploy the things the same way. So this is sort of things gonna working into the practical environment of the Azure side. So any questions? Any questions? Like we are just wrap up the class and then we will tomorrow I will send you the link so that we can going further from this one. Okay. So the designing, architecture, patterns, blueprints, everything we will gonna further later on. Okay, guys. So I'm just going to close this things. Thank you for your time.
Sure, Master. Thank you.
Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.